I'm under no illusions that my painting skills are going to win me any Golden Demon Awards anytime soon. Compared to people who have been doing this for many years or professional artists, I am miles away from being at their level. I've recently completed this Loonboss on Giant Cave Squig from the Squiglanche box. I think it's come out pretty good. There's definitely areas where I think I could do better, but overall I'm fairly happy with it. I'm especially happy with the way the tongue came out. The pink at the tip going into the darker colours towards the back of the mouth is really, really nice. As much as I'd like to tell you how I did that, I actually have no idea. Main colour was Vulpus Pink, a contrast paint. I didn't think it came out very well. So then I started dry brushing another pink on, and that also didn't come out very well. It came out very chalky. I don't know why they did that. So then I just started going crazy. I just started adding pink paint to the tip and just started throwing colour on there, and somehow it blended really nicely. No idea how I did it. Would probably never be able to replicate it again, but there it is. Like I assume a lot of people do, I was using the Games Workshop website as a reference while painting this. It's a very nice tool to be able to see what needs painting and what colours, where the different parts are, and also what kind of paints they use to make the effects. There's a nice breakdown here of all the different colours that they use, actual base coat, any highlights and that kind of stuff. It's really, really nice to do, and it also works for both classic and contrast paints. Some of it can be a little bit annoying though. For example, how did you do these mushrooms? Like, what colour in this list represents the mushrooms, both the cap and the underside? It would be nice if it listed here exactly which parts represented which colours rather than just listing all the colours. Also, does anyone else have this problem where if you leave the page open for too long, it just stops working? It's pretty foolish for me to actually compare my model to the one they use on the website. This one here is clearly done by a professional artist, plenty of time to do it, lots of techniques that they know, built up over many, many years. It's just there to understand which colours go where, and that little list underneath is also quite useful. So obviously my model isn't going to be as detailed or as crisp and clean as the one here. That being said, whilst this is a nice representation of what a model could look like, I do find that sometimes Games Workshop might be going a little bit over the top. I think maybe it was a little excessive to dot the pupil of the eye on the moon. That thing is minuscule. Then you get to the rider. The Loonboss himself, I think whoever painted this was just showing off. You've put checkerboards on his knee. A checkerboard pattern on the tiniest knee I've ever seen in my life. You also added these tiny triangle yellow details to the hood and these tiny, tiny little strips at the back. And how are you getting this tiny little blue shadow stuff on it as well? Like, the edge highlight I can get, that makes it all look nice and pretty and whatever. But these tiny details, come on. Are you really expecting people to do that? And going back to the list at the bottom of this page, if you're going to do stuff like that, tell me how you did it. Because I can only see two options here. One, there's a technique that I don't know that allows you to do those checkerboards a lot easier, which I would like to know. Or two, this talented bastard has decided to do this freehand. Look, I understand it's meant to be the box art. It's meant to be representative of what people imagine like the cream of the crop painting to look like. But at the same time, this being the box art means this is kind of what people are using as a reference. People who want to paint the default color scheme are going to look at this and think, do I have to do that as well? I'm sure part of this is just petulant jealousy. To be honest, I am just jealous at the fact that this looks amazing and mine looks, whilst I am happy with mine, doesn't hold a candle to this one. But at the same time, I think the box art should also be maybe a bit more realistic. I don't know exactly how they actually do these pieces. Maybe this was all built as one thing and someone's just extremely talented to be able to get all these details down. Or maybe they are in different pieces and painted by different people to make the best box art they can. And also, chances are this is painted in a way that's also going to work well with the way they do lighting, the way they do their camera work and all that stuff to actually put it on the website and on the box. What I'd like to see, what I think would be quite cool is on the box art and on the website, is a version of the model still painted by your in-house experts, but painted in a more realistic way for most of your clientele. And obviously that's not to say I couldn't achieve this model. Eventually, after many years of practice and getting better, I could get something closer to this. But for people like me who are just starting out or aren't very confident with painting, just having that lower down step to represent something that's more achievable in the first instance would be nice to see. Obviously, I don't expect Games Workshop to go through and go and paint every single model in their shop and do it slightly worse, but maybe going forward, this is something they could think about. I mean, the other option is maybe this isn't actually that impressive to a lot of people. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with anything in this video. Am I just being a whiny pissant who just needs to learn to get good? Most likely, but I'd still like to hear your thoughts. But that will be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.